Today we are crocheting your favorite neighbor, Spongebob Squarepants. Now when it comes to the hands, we are going to start with the white yarn. So we are going to, this is a chenille yarn, that's why I'm not making magic ring but chain 2 method when I'm starting crocheting in a round. So what does it mean? I will make chain 2, okay, and into my first chain I will make 8 single crochet. So 1, into the first one I am going to place my stitch marker, 1. So I made my 8 single crochet. Now in the round 2 I am going to make increase in each of the stitch, which means 2 single crochet in 1 stitch, okay. So this is my first one, and into the same stitch the second one, okay. So 2 single crochet in each of the stitch, so at the end I will have 16 stitches and I will meet you at the end of the row 2. Okay, so once we are done with the row 2, from the row 3 till the row 7 we are just going to place single crochet in each of the stitch, so 16 stitches all together, and this is what we are going to repeat till the row 7, and at the end of the row 7 I am going to meet you. Okay, so now in the row 8 we are going to make decreases, but we are going to make a decreases in the back loop only, okay. So we are not going through both of the loops, but we are going only through the first loop, grabbing my first loop, going into the back loop into the next stitch as well, only pulling through first 2 loops and pulling through, okay. So this was my decrease, and I am going to repeat all the time, so exactly the same steps. So decrease, back loop only, so I will repeat it 8 times, so at the end I will have 8 stitches and I will meet you at the end. Now I recommend put the filling in your hand, okay. So just a little bit of the filling, good, perfect. Now in the row 9 we are going to decrease again, but this time we are going to make a normal decrease, so not only in the back loop only, okay. So we are just going to make standard invisible decrease when we are going to grab only front loop this time, okay. Front loop of the second stitch, pulling through first 2 loops and up. So first 2 loops and pulling through, okay. So this was my first decrease. I will repeat it 8 times, so at the end I will have 4 stitches, okay. So this was my first, and repeat all the way till the end. Okay, once we are done with the row 9, so it looks very funny, but he has really slim hands, so now we are going to change to yellow yarn. As this is basically, the color changing won't be so visible, I will just make it very simple. So what I am going to do is I am going to pull through a little bit long through my loop, a little bit longer. Now going through the front loops of my stitch, so like this, come on, okay, like this, and now grabbing the yellow one and pulling through, good. Now I will pull through the white yarn, perfect, and now I will be just crocheting with the yellow one. So the white one I can leave a little bit tail, doesn't need to be long, cut it, I don't need it, okay, and we will basically hide it while crocheting. So, and now we are just going to be making 4 single crochet all the time. So as of row 10, be very careful to find basically your stitches and not crochet kind of 2 rounds together, or let's say 2 sides together, okay. And so you are just going to be making simple single crochet all the way through from the row 10 till the row 20, okay. So till the row 20, so 10 rows of simple single crochet in with the yellow one, 4 stitches all the time, and then I'm going to meet you by the end of the row 20. Okay, once you are done with the row 20, now we are going to be increasing in the row 21. So we are going to make 2 single crochet in each of the stitch. Okay, so at the end I will have 8 stitches, and you are going to, in the row 22, increase as well in each of the stitch. So then at the end of the row 22 you have 16 stitches, and I will meet you at the end of the row 22. Okay, in the row 23 we are going to be making basically already our fingers. So now you have 16 stitches. We will fold our work in half, so we have back row and the front row. Okay, this is very important. So now we are going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now we are going to make single crochet into the chain from the second chain. So single crochet in each of the stitch, down the row, 2, come on, 3 and 4. Okay, and now we are going to make single crochet into our back row, so right here. Okay, this was our first stitch of the front row, and this is our last stitch of the back row, let's call it that way. So as you can see, I am going and making single crochet right here, okay, into the back row stitch. Good. Now I am going to chain 1. I am now going into my first stitch where I have my stitch marker. Now I will go through that stitch, then through the next stitch of my back row, like this. Now I have basically 5 loops, so if I count this one. And now I will make single crochet, so I will go through the first 4 loops and then finishing my single crochet like this. Okay, perfect. Now I am going to make single crochet into my front row, so still holding it like this. So into my front row I am going to make a single crochet. Now I am going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, single crochet from my second chain from the hook down, so basically making 5 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, come on, and 5. Now we are going to make single crochet into the back loop into the back row. Okay, so making single crochet into my next single crochet that I have free in my back row, so making a single crochet. Now I am going to chain 1, and now I am going again through my front loop, to my front row and back row, like this, pulling through and pulling through. Okay, now I am going to single crochet into the front loop only again. Okay, so single crochet there. Now I am going to make chain 6 again, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, single crochet down below. Okay, so 5 single crochet all together, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now I am going to make single crochet into my back loop, into my back row. Okay, single crochet there. Now going through the front loop and back loop, front row and back row, pulling through, making single crochet. Okay, and now we are going to make our last finger. So I am going into the single crochet on the front loop, sorry, making single crochet into the front loop, and last finger will be chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, making them there down below single crochet, so 4 of them, 2, 3 and 4, and making single crochet into my back row. Okay, perfect. And now I have these last 2 stitches to go through, so I will just go through all of them and making just simple single crochet. Perfect. It looks funny, I know, but this is basically how his hand looks like. So now we are just going to fasten off. Okay, and our first hand is done. Okay, now when it comes to the legs, we are starting with the black yarn. So first we are going to, if you have a chenille yarn, I am recommending chain 2 method and make 8 single crochet into the first round. Then in the round 2 we are going to be making increases in each of the stitch, and in the round 3 we are going to just simply single crochet all the way. Okay, so at the end of the round 3 we will have 16 stitches, and I will meet you at the end of the round 3. Okay, so now in the round 4 we are going to make 2 decreases, so standard invisible decreases in a row, and then single crochet into the remaining 12 stitches. So this is our row 4. In the row 5 we are going to be decreasing into the first 2, decreasing 2 times again, and then single crochet into the next 10 stitches. Then at the end of the row 5 we will have basically 12 stitches. From row 6 and 7 we are just going to simply single crochet in each of the stitch around. Okay, and I will meet you by the end of the row 7. Okay, in the row 8 we are going to making decreases in each of the stitch. Okay, so at the end we will have 6 stitches, and then I will meet you there. Now we will feel, actually you can also do it in the row 7, but yeah, we can feel our beginning of the leg. Okay, perfect. So now we are going to be switching the colors, okay, to white one, but in this time we are going to do it a little bit differently because it will be visible like we switch the colors. So what we are going to do is following. We are going to fasten off, leave a little bit longer tail, doesn't need to be super long. Okay, now we will fasten off, not like making a knot or something, but just pulling through. Pity that it's black yarn, so it won't be so visible. Keep the stitch marker in your first stitch, this is very important. So now what we are going to do is we are going to go into the next stitch from our stitch marker. So I'm not sure if anything is visible. I am trying my best, but basically you are going through with your hook through both of the loops. You are grabbing this yarn, okay, and pulling it through. Okay, and now where this is the tricky part with the black yarn, you are going into your last stitch, into the back loop only. So your last stitch into the back loop only and pulling through that yarn. Okay, so we kind of created, let's call it fake stitch. Okay, so our first stitch that we have a stitch marker, and we supposed to now basically put the stitch marker there, is kind of a fake stitch, but do not put the stitch marker there yet. Okay, so now we are changing the color to white one. So what we are going to do is the following. We are going to make a slip knot, put our knot on the hook, tight it up, going through kind of that fake stitch, okay, and just making our single crochet. Okay, So now I will be removing my stitch marker and putting it to my first white stitch, and this tail right here, go through that stitch again, okay, and pull it through to the inside. What I also like to do here is make a knot on those remaining tails that I have, to not create there a hole or something. Okay, perfect. Now we can hide everything inside. Okay, perfect. So this is a luxury of Amigurumi. You don't need to weave the end, you can just hide it inside the toy. Okay, and now we are just going to continue single crocheting basically in our white yarn. So this was our row, so now we are starting with our row 9. So from row 9 till the row 20 we have 6 stitches right now, so we are just going to simply single crochet in each of the stitch 6 times all the time till the row 20. Then we are going to change exactly the same way like I showed you right now. We are going to change our color to yellow. Okay, and with the yellow color we are then going to single crochet till the row 25. Okay, so till the row 25 we are continuing with the yellow one, and then we are going to change the color to the brown one, and I will meet you basically once we change the color to the brown one, and starting with the row 26 I will meet you there. Okay, so in the round 26 we are going to make increases, but not standard increases. We are going to be making increases into the front loop only, okay, once we have our brown yarn changed. So into the front loop only I am going to place two single crochet, okay, all the time. So 1, 2, I will highlight my first stitch. So basically in each of the stitch into the front loop only I will be making 2 single crochet, and at the end I will have 12 stitches. Then in the row 27 I am going to make standard increases in both of the loops. So I will be making 1 increase and then 1 single crochet into the next stitch, so switching between increases and single crochet. And in the row 28 I am going to make 1 increase and then single crochet into the next 2 stitches, okay, and by the end of the row 28 I am going to meet you. In the round 29 we are going to make single crochet all the way, but only into the back loop only, okay, so only into our back loops we are going to make single crochet in each of the stitch. We have 24 stitches currently, and then in the row from the row 30 till the row 32 we are just going to make simple normal single crochet in each of the stitch. And yeah, basically this is all for the legs. By the end of the row 32 we are done with our legs, so then you are just going to fasten off, leave longer tail for sewing in, and you will make exactly the same way the second leg. Okay, so now we can start with the nose. Okay, for the nose we are going to make it with the yellow yarn. So for the nose we are starting with the magic ring or chain 2 method, and basically we are making 8 single crochet. Then in the row 2 we are going to increase in each stitch. From the row 3 to 5 we are going to simply single crochet in each of the stitch. We have 16 stitches, and in the row 6 we are going to just decrease. So nose we will make just 1 time, okay, and then we are going to fasten off, leave longer tail for sewing in. Now for the cheeks we will make 2 of them, and basically there we are starting with the 6 single crochet into the magic ring or into the chain 2 method. So there you are starting with 6. Then from the row 2 to 4 you are just going to make simple single crochet all the way, so with the 6 stitches, and in the row 5 you are going to make decrease, so at the end you end up with 3 stitches. Again you are going to fasten off, leave longer tail for sewing in, so you will make 2 cheeks. And now once you have all your parts done, we can now put everything together. Okay, so once you are done with all of the parts, now we will put them together. So I will start with the hand. So actually I will try my best to show you how I am sewing the hands on it. So actually, as I crocheted everything with the chenille yarn, I will be not using that yarn for sewing because it can get very quickly destroyed. So I am just using any worsted yarn, okay, for sewing in. So we will start with the hand. So you have here your body. Okay, maybe let me try to zoom it out. Perfect. Okay, ignore the mess on the table. So I will try to kind of put it more or less something like here, my first hand. So when we are starting our yellow part and on the side. Okay, so first I will secure it with my Amy stick. So then it's not moving anywhere. Perfect. Now I am grabbing my worsted yarn, okay, and I am just starting somewhere on the hand to firstly put through the worsted yarn, okay. Perfect. And now I am just going to simply sew it. So I will just make one stitch into the body, okay. Do not tighten it completely because here you have your end, which we will tighten later towards it, okay. And one stitch to the hand, okay. So I will try to go around the whole body. So one stitch through the body, okay, and one stitch through the head, through the hand, okay, and all the way like this till you are kind of everything is secured and you are satisfied with how the hand is holding, okay. Once you are happy with basically how your hand is holding, so we are going to try go back somewhere into the same place into the white part, okay, to kind of secure the yarn and to make a knot. Don't worry, it won't be visible with the white yarn on the white yarn, okay. So tighten everything up, perfect, and just hide the remaining of the yarn, and basically your hand is on, and we will do exactly the same way on the left side, and then I will show you how to make a legs. When it comes to your legs, we will firstly fill a little bit of this part, okay, so we will put a little bit fiber there. Okay, once we have fiber there, we will use again worsted yarn. I am keeping the white one, but if you are afraid that it will go see-through or something, use similar color as the one that you are attaching it to. Okay, so we will put the first leg somewhere like here. Again, I will secure it so it's not going anywhere, okay, and simply the same style, so kind of one stitch into the body, one stitch into the leg all the way through, okay. Then you will secure the yarn, and this is exactly the same way like you did your hand, you will do your leg, okay, and this is how you will basically sew it together. The same, so sew the legs and hands together, and then I will show you how to finish the face. Okay, so before sewing my nose, I am trying to somehow try to find the middle of the face and trying to with the eyes and everything. Yeah, I think the bigger eyes would be better, but I'm already too lazy to make new ones. By the way, if you want to grab the eyes or make yourself, you can get the link to the eyes in the description below, okay, also to the mouth and to everything. So, but I think I will keep it somewhere like this, so this will be how I will secure my nose, okay, and then basically I will sew also the cheeks, okay, and then once I am done with my nose and cheeks, I will just hot glue gun my felt eyes, mouth, and I have created also a tie, and something like this, so kind of like he has a shirt on. Okay, so those details I will glue on afterwards, and basically, yeah, we are done. And that would be all for today. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. If so, please don't forget to give a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, so then you can keep up with all of my upcoming crochet tutorials. Until next time, happy crocheting!